Yes, now it's time for us to deep dive into Fast X, and we were lucky enough this week to be part of the big press junket that went on for Fast X, and of course, one of the people that spoke at that was Vin Diesel, and he started off telling us a little bit about what he thought about the Letty Cypher fight that every single fan has been waiting for a long time.
The Letty and Cypher fight. Now, this is a fight the audience has been waiting for since 2017, and wow, does it deliver. For me, as a producer of this saga, I was especially grateful in the first few weeks of filming to see both Charlize and Michelle commit so heavily to create this really exciting and electrifying fight. It was something that made the whole production proud. It made the franchise proud, and of course, we hope to make you proud.
From there, the next topic of discussion for Vin went on to what it was like working with director Louis Leterrier. So let's have a listen to what Vin said about working with Louis.
I can't say enough good things about Louis. He's the sixth director to be a part of this mythology, but what he brought was so special. He has a tireless work ethic. Kindness is his superpower. I think above all, what I gravitated towards was how much he truly loved the franchise. You can feel that when a director comes on and you know that they've grown with this franchise for so long and really want to contribute and really want to honor the legacy. So we're all very fortunate to call Louis the director of Fast 10.1.
And of course, if you've seen the Fast X trailer, you will know that the other new person arriving on the scene this time around is Jason Momoa playing a villain. So what did Vin feel about playing alongside Jason Momoa?
Jason Momoa is somebody that I had been watching clocking. The character needed somebody that, at face value, one could regard his formidable stature as a worthy adversary, but also be willing to approach a character with a completely unique take that is so dynamic and grounded with a palpable pain.
Now, having seen Fast X, I can tell you that the film ends on a literal cliffhanger. The film doesn't have that normal resolve that you're going to normally expect from one of these films. Instead, it ends on a cliffhanger where you would imagine that the next scene in the next film is going to carry right on. It's a pretty brave move after so far into a franchise. So what did Vin Diesel feel about taking such a daring risk?
We've done a lot of daring things in this franchise. And if there was ever a moment to be this daring, we hope that we've earned it after 23 years. In order to end the movie with a cliffhanger of that magnitude, you have to know that your audience believes in you. You have to know that you've earned a trust with that audience. To truly tell a finale, we know we needed more than just the length of one movie. We knew that it would call for our film to be broken into multiple pieces.
Now, after talking about the characters, Vin also decided it was time to talk about something else very, very important that fans of the Fast and Furious franchise love: the cars.
People all the time ask me about the iconic cars in this mythology. When I think of the Dodge Charger, I think of that moment from the first film in the Toretto garage where Dom and Brian are talking heart to heart. And Dom is talking about the relevance of this particular car in his life. He talks about his father. He talks about how he's actually afraid to drive that car. But overall, he's talking about this vehicle as though it's a living, breathing entity. Which is why we cast cars like other films cast actors.
One of the things that we've seen grow during the Fast and Furious films has been the relationship between Dom and Michelle Rodriguez's character, Letty. And during these press interviews, Dom reflected on what that relationship has been like throughout the franchise.
I remember when the first film came out. It was back when I used to read the reviews. And I remember looking at all these reviews about how wonderful this movie was. And I think it was the New York Times, but there was one article that said, as great as the movie is, the biggest crime is that there is not enough Dom and Letty. There is not enough of that relationship. Well, little did I know that a quarter century later, we would still be playing these characters that represent the longest love story in cinema. Something I'm very, very proud of. I was just with Michelle for the holidays, and someone was saying to her, you should be in the Guinness Book of World Records for having had the longest love story in Hollywood, which I thought was very funny. One of the things that's made this franchise so special and so relatable for people is that the relationships on and off screen are built out of love. It's the reason why I've had people come up to me and say, I used to say that I learned an appreciation for cars from your franchise, from your saga. And as I got older, I realized I learned about brotherhood and family. And a large part of that is because of the wonderful person that Michelle Rodriguez is.
So with Fast and Furious drawing to a close, we understand now that this is going to be the final trilogy. How does Vin Diesel feel about the fact that this amazing franchise is coming to an end?
It's always bittersweet to think about the end of a journey. The end of a journey that's meant so much to you and has been such a part of your life. And it's so important for us as filmmakers to honor all of you who have adopted this as your saga, as the world saga. So it is the beginning of the end of the road. It's where the end of the road begins. And as you know, we make these movies with our hearts and our souls. And we are so grateful that you have always been there with us and always supported us and always believed in us. And we always hope to make you proud.
And of course, that was where it ended. So, Vin was wishing everybody all the best. And, we hope all of our listeners out there will head along and check out Fast X. This weekend, it is well worth a look. Head to subcultureentertainment.com for our review of the film. But, we think you're going to love this one.